let's do this. If you give me a hidden gem, I'll give you a hidden gem.
No,
you're not gonna ban me for your
I
group,
just don't want to make people mad.
It's such an intimidating building, though.
Yes.
It's huge. They have some of the most authentic and drawn out escape room experiences throughout the whole Virginia Beach area. I will go to the Airbnb or to the hotel and pick you guys up.
That's cool.
And take you to the boat. I'm like, are you serious? Like, that's part of it? He's like, yes. For those that don't have vehicles, I'll just go pick you up and then we'll go get on the boat.
We love, the old historical pubs and that place. If you like old historical pubs, go there. But there's so many different places to stay, which is great, right?
Hello and welcome back to the Discover Virginia Beach podcast. We have a super exciting episode for you here today. And joining us is our good friend, photographer, local host of all things 757 Airbnbs, Francesca here today. Welcome to the podcast.
Yay, hello, I'm back. I love it here.
Welcome back. Thank you to Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group and Chris Rice.
Thank you so much.
For hosting us. And we're going to be talking about the top 10 things to consider when planning your vacation to the Virginia Beach area. And I'll also put an asterisk there for the Virginia area as well, because there are some things that don't get enough love that are super popular and super great to really highlight everything to do for our locals here who are looking for a getaway and for our tourists who are coming to visit Virginia, whether you're driving or flying, that can really enhance your experience and stay overall and stretch that dollar as far as you can get it to really maximize your time here. You ready to jump right in?
Yes.
Cool. So the first thing is the mindset here. So Discover Virginia Beach podcast was created to help people discover, define, and then go out and do exactly what it is they're looking for in the Virginia Beach area. It can work anywhere you go, but specifically in our conversation today, we're going to be talking about Virginia and the Virginia Beach area. And it requires curiosity and then some insider information, which is why we have Francesca here today. Francesca, when it comes to planning a trip in general, what are some of the mindset shifts that you take when you're getting ready to either plan a trip with the family or maybe just explore while you're out doing your work and taking your photography in these different areas throughout Virginia?
So the first thing that I really focus on is, am I by myself or am I with my family? Because that is definitely going to be the number one thing, when you're trying to figure out where you're going to stay. That's number one. Like, is it just going to be me by myself? I might need something a little smaller or something less, where you don't need a kitchen and you don't need all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that is what I think of first. If I'm taking the fam, I like to have the kitchen and the whole nine, somewhere to put the baby when she wants to play and, all that stuff. But there's so many different places to stay, which is great, right? Like you can kind of do both. You can either go somewhere by yourself where you only need a room and maybe like a walkway to the beach, or you only need, a room, you don't need a kitchen. So that's the first thing I kind of look at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the factor that a lot of people think of is once they've identified what experience they're after, their mindset is, okay, am I going to Colorado to ski? Am I going to the West Coast to check out San Diego and the Gaslamp District? Am I going to upstate, up north in the mountains to hike and hunt? And then for our folks who are thinking Virginia Beach, they're thinking beaches.
Right.
They're thinking relaxation. They're thinking of how close or far away do I want to be from other people? And that leads us into our second point here. Things to consider is going to be where to stay. So, Francesca,
Yes.
you work with a lot of Airbnb hosts in the area, and it seems like there is this David versus Goliath theme throughout our community of Airbnbs versus the hotels. Would you mind sharing your insights into the dynamic we've seen here locally in the Virginia Beach area and beyond, including like up in Hampton and such, that you've seen between hotels and Airbnbs?
Sure, yeah. So I like to say I would like to work with the best. I like to say that, which, I do. I'm always impressed whenever I walk into one of my my clients, that I work with. I'm just always amazed by what they are putting into the Airbnb, the convenience that they're offering in the Airbnbs, the comfortability, down to the linens. I mean, down to like the 100 thread count linens and take a snack. Here's a bottle of wine. Here's this. I mean, it's always just something so personal in these Airbnbs. Hotels, yeah, like, they're quick, they're fast. You kind of just book them and you know that they're always going to be available. There's always going to be a room. Like there's never going to be an issue with overbooking, etc. So there is that comfortability in the hotels. So I understand booking a hotel over an Airbnb. The hotels typically, over the Airbnbs seem to have kind of an overhead of popularity, I guess. Like people will recommend a hotel over an Airbnb. Not me, of course, but
Sure,
people will always say, "Oh, stay here because it's right down the street from here." But I think that the real hidden gem, if you would like to call it that, is in the Airbnbs where you get to walk outside the door and find the local cantina or the hidden park or beach where you're gonna, your kids are gonna have the most fun and they're gonna find, different, treasures and things like that where they'll remember that the most. The hotels have concierges. I get it. They have the, go here for dinner, go there. But, you're really not gonna discover Virginia Beach, pun intended, unless you're you're just like in a local neighborhood. You're in a local area where, like I said, you can just walk outside the door and, you're going to meet people in the area. I know that you said earlier, like, oh, how close to people you want to be. It's true. Like sometimes you don't want to be around the neighborhood or the locals and such. So I do think Airbnbs bring like a big local feel to your stay.
Yeah, because you're staying in the community in a lot of ways too, and so this Airbnb versus hotel mentality definitely exists. So last summer, whenever I was researching hotels to have on the podcast, I reached out to every single hotel in the Virginia Beach area, all 104 of them, including the campers and the yurts. Shout out to the yurts because you guys are phenomenal. If you don't know what a yurt is, Google it, or I'll Joe, when you're editing, throw a picture up. But
I want to shoot a yurt. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. We should definitely have a yurt host on. But it seems like, okay, this is like a hot take. So I think hotels like started with the best intentions in mind. Like, I don't know, back in the 40s and 50s, right? As we worked through all the cultural barriers of like, anybody can stay at my hotel and all of the stuff like that. But then after that, they just kind of stalled out to where it's this big building where they, have a bottom line to meet, and there isn't that much extra oomph that goes into the service or care that you find with competitors like Airbnb. Obviously, Airbnb is newer, but I think the newness and the, quote, anti-monopoly, anti-hotels, it is definitely one worth having a conversation about, going back to when you're planning your trip. What type of experience you're looking at is the utmost importance for us. Now, having talked to a lot of hotels, some of the cons I've noticed is they are just not very well paid. So a few of these, no names, but like a few of the hotels I've talked to where I had folks lined up on the podcast and they like literally left their job. Or they were, part of an association in the area. And I was like, hey, you should be on the podcast. It's totally free. We're going to promote the brand. We're going to really like bring some newness to the hotels in the area, because that's what we do at Discover Virginia Beach. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not interested in that. I'm like, you're not interested in free publicity.
And free advertising?
I like gave them my media kit, gave them like all the metrics of our listeners here. I'm like, people are actively asking for this, and the goal is to book them directly. What am I missing? And I think what the part that hindsight is that what I was missing was there's no newness to hotels. There are new hotels, right?
Right. Well, I think I think also like it's easy to find a standout hotel. It is. And like those boutique hotels, that's what they call them. I love those. I do, because it's almost like staying in Airbnb. Isn't that funny? How it's like they're kind of gearing their personality as an Airbnb. Like, oh, we are different. We have different decor. We can offer you different, things. And it's true. Like that is what a boutique hotel is. They're way more expensive. I mean, it's an expensive place to stay, but also I think that you're getting a different experience completely than if you go and stay at like, any Holiday Inn.
Or Hilton or Marriott or whatever. Because, and I think it's fair that most people know about hotels. If you don't know what hotels are available, just check out the links down in the comment description below. I'll include those. That way you guys can see exactly what hotels are in the Virginia Beach area and their links and everything going on. Because my wife and I like to stay at hotels. It's predictable, right?
It's predictable.
But for those of you who are like, okay, well, I want to explore all my options. Francesca and I are going to dive into some really fun alternatives for stays in the luxury field. And then we're also going to look at some more affordable stays as well for those of you looking to stretch your dollars. Francesca,
let's do it.
When it comes to the Sojourn in general, would you mind diving deep with us about who the Sojourn are and what they offer?
So I love Sojourn. Obviously, I work with them. I'm not here to endorse, I
am. I'm here to endorse Sojourn. If you want a brand deal, hit me up.
I definitely want to endorse Sojourn. But, I have a lot of Airbnb friends that I'd love to endorse. But Sojourn, man, like they're just, you can't beat this group and team of people that just come together. I mean, I've met everyone. I've met the cleaners, the landscapers. I've met the people who fix things. I've met the designers. Oh my God. Just every single person on this team. And if you want to follow them, they are located in DC, New Jersey. They have Outer Banks properties. Norfolk is where they're killing it right now. But please go follow Sojourn on Instagram. It's SOJOURN.
Yes.
It's
yes.
Sojourn.
I don't have any internet right now. Their website says Sojourn.
Stay.
SojournDC.com is the website. But they do, as you mentioned before, the DC area, Norfolk, and then they have the new one in Corolla.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, it's luxury, right? So
it is.
Would you mind walking through, and obviously we did an Airbnb tour, so check that out as well if you haven't already on our YouTube channel. But walk us through some of the features that they offer that help them outstand themselves from a traditional Airbnb of somebody that's just like, hey, I'm going to rent my room for $100 versus the hotel offerings too that are a little bit more luxury. Right.
I think so. I just feel like the Sojourn experience is, it's just a totally different experience. It's not like staying in an Airbnb. I feel like when we book an Airbnb, it's almost like you want to stay somewhere nice, obviously, but you want to stay somewhere that's like home, but cooler than home. If that makes sense. Like you want to feel like almost like a star, right? Am I right? Like you just want to feel like, oh, I'm staying 100%. At the beach and guess what? I have the coolest, furniture and like the comfiest beds and the best linens and oh, look at the soaps and it's luxury. And that's the only way that I can explain like what they do. They are just white glove is how they describe themselves, and I really think that's a good description.
Absolutely. And we love the Sojourn. If you want to check them out, sojourndc.com or just check out the link in the description below. Next one we have on the list is a new Airbnb. Shout out to our friends Sean and Ann, had them on the podcast as well. That's going to be a common theme I say throughout this because, guys, this is an all-encompassing episode to help point you in the right direction. That is literally everything you should be considering when you're planning a trip to Virginia Beach. So Sean and Ann, super, super awesome idea to take their flipping business. They just like flipped homes like into modern luxury style homes. And they did that for an Airbnb. And Ann, such a wonderful person, and Sean as well. They were featured on the Bigger Pockets podcast, which is a huge network of folks who, just talk about making the most of your real estate purchases. And they decided that they wanted to purchase a home and flip it. And while they were flipping it, they were like, oh my gosh, I think we want to keep this one forever. So while they were flipping it, they went through this process, and you can check out the full video.
Where's that?
With the interview. It's going to be on the podcast.
Nice.
But they have now opened their Airbnb, and it's going to be with our Airbnb series launching in a couple days. So stay tuned for that. Those of you listening, hit the follow button because that's going to be coming out soon as you plan your trip. And they did a really awesome job of just encompassing a very family style feel and a super awesome underrated part of Sandbridge. Like Sandbridge is so like tucked away and hidden. I'm legally not able to say certain things about the area just because of how hush hush it is from the community members. They're like, you can share this, but not that. And I wish I say I was just telling you that to be dramatic, but literally
like
they're
about what I want to know. Just like on what subject? Just
so like,
what are they so protective of over there?
So it's the private,
of course,
right?
Oh,
so maybe we'll have a subscription later on to kind of
I have to go back there in like 2 weeks for Sojourn. So by the way, guys, Sojourn has Sandbridge units also. If you guys are interested in Sandbridge, we're shooting some units out there for Sojourn. So
I love it. Yeah. Next one is one from our friend Frances. So Frances is a local realtor. And she also purchased a few of literally the smallest Airbnbs in all of Virginia Beach. I mean, we're talking like 400 square feet.
Tiny houses?
They're one of them is a converted motel, and the other is a loft. One's on Pacific and one's on Atlantic. I hope that our listeners are seeing where we're going here. So Sojourn is going to help you cover like an East Coast view, and then our friends at Sandbridge is going to be the Sandbridge Beach experience. Frances with her two, the smallest Airbnbs are going to cover the ocean front. So if it's just like you and the hubby, or, you just kind of want to like an escape.
Exactly. To
get right on the beach. It's literally right there. They are some of the quirkiest, not quirky, but like the aesthetic is so like different. Eclectic. Yeah. It's very different. It's not beach vibes.
I love that.
It's super fun. And she's got two of them. And they're condos, so like they have the condo amenities and their Airbnbs, so they have like access to bikes, Wi-Fi.
Ooh, Frances, call me.
Yeah, Frances, we gotta have her on the show. She was like Brenda before. She was like,
oh great,
inside joke with Brenda. She was like, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I'll be behind the camera. I'm like, that's fine. And then the last one I want to share is going to be with Be Still Getaways. So Be Still Getaways. The owner, Jamie, there, she is located in Central Virginia, and they offer white glove, like, think Airbnb. Obviously, they advertise on Airbnb, but they a lot of these hosts, they already own the unit. So however they advertise to get it, like, that's where you can book. So if you're looking to save money, a lot of times these folks, not with Be Still, but in general, you can book on their website, and sometimes it'll be cheaper than like booking through Airbnb.
Oh, of course.
Because they have like the cleaning fees and everything like that too. That's what Be Still Getaways does, but they're white glove luxury, but they do like luxury cabins. So if you think family cabin in the woods, historic cottages, farmland, very central Virginia, that's where you're going to want to go and check out.
That sounds awesome.
Because it's a lot of fun.
Is that Be Still, is that their Instagram? Or can
Be Still Getaways, they're on Instagram as well.
Okay.
Any others I'm missing?
I want to shout out _ Hello Haven. She's awesome. Her name's Alicia. She's got a few different properties. Like you said, she's got one out in, farmland, which is also great. But go follow her because she's... Like, I love to work with people that are good at what they do, but also just good people in general, right? Like, who doesn't? But, like, that's
what you want from your Airbnb host.
Exactly.
Or the host that you're staying at their house.
Yeah, like, you want to know that they're, also legitimately, like, good people and want you to have the best day ever. And this girl that's her. So, go follow Hello Haven. She's got a few in Norfolk. She's got, like I said, a few out on the outskirts. And she is awesome. So...
Love it.
Shout her out too.
Love it. All right. Next up on our list, we have hidden gems. Francesca, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one. So when it comes to hidden gems here in the Virginia Beach area, what are some things that, well, first off, let's define hidden gems because I think that's a buzzword that a lot of people, they put it on all the Facebook groups.
About this,
They're like, where are our hidden gems? I'm like, what is a hidden gem?
People get so mad when you talk about the hidden gems.
Like I got banned from the...
You got banned?
Okay, so like I got banned from a few Facebook groups
For talking about the hidden
for
gems.
just talking about Virginia Beach in general.
Maybe this is a bad idea.
So, okay, so the Sandbridge Living group, I just posted a guide, the Vibe Guide, which we'll talk about here in a moment, with some of the featured places to go and visit. And I'm not selling it; it's free. Like you can just go download it. And I got a message from the admin, and she was like, "Stop advertising your business." I'm like, "No, I'm not it's a free guide." She's like, "If you do this again, I'm gonna ban you." And I was like, "Okay, well, let me do this. Instead of like getting banned, I'll just update the post." So I updated the post, and I posted in the Facebook group. And then immediately I got a notification that I had been banned from the group for solicitation. It's a free guide.
Not only that, you were putting in all the hidden gems.
I put in all the hidden gems, and they were so mad. Like I think that we talked a few with Shauna and, but like Margine Ray's was one of them, and like the local gas. It's not a gas station. But it's the most convenient. It's literally a convenience store.
What do they
because it's
have
the
there?
closest one to Sandbridge Beach.
Okay.
You know, the one where next to the parking garage, but next to the parking lot. Mm-hmm. It's just like this blue little shack, but they have sandwiches, donuts, all the beer, all the liquor.
So that's one. Say it. What is it again?
I don't know. I don't know what it's called. It's like the convenience store. Everyone just calls it the convenience store.
But it's a hidden gem because there's not many out there.
It's the only one. And Sandbridge has banned any new hotels from being built in that area. Huh. So it's a monopoly of like locals. I mean, you know that. Did you know about how Sandbridge got formed? It's like in the 70s, like oceanfront was the thing, right? Everyone's coming to visit the oceanfront. Mm-hmm. But then what happened was all the locals were like, we don't want all these tourists here. We're going to move to Sandbridge Beach. Well, the government had bought the oceanfront beach because like erosion and global warming and all the things that like affect the beach, you know, and not it being smoothed out. They're like, we'll just go to Sandbridge. They had festivals for like 5-10 years of people like racing in the dunes in Sandbridge. Like tons of like car crashes and like people just going nuts. And it got so bad with the erosion where they couldn't even enjoy the beaches anymore. And then all the houses like literally flooded because there was plumbing problems. Okay, who had to come bail them out? Uncle Sam, right? So Uncle Sam bought the beaches. But ever since then, Sandbridge has been like, okay, we'll sell your beach, right? Because the government owns the beaches, right? And they manage them and stuff. But they like to keep their hidden gems hidden. Yeah, so Francesca.
Yeah.
Let's do this. If you give me a hidden gem, I'll give you a hidden gem. How's that sound?
Okay.
Unless you're going to ban me from your group.
No.
You're not going to ban me from your group.
I just don't want to make people mad.
Yeah, well, we don't want to make anybody mad.
It's okay.
But we're here for the people. We're here for the people.
That's right.
I'll go first. So for me, it's definitely going to be, you know, the Cavalier Speakeasy.
Oh,
the Speakeasy.
No, that was going to be mine.
The Speakeasy underneath the Cavalier. It's like, it's free to walk in. Like a lot of people walk. It's such an intimidating building though.
Yes.
It's huge. Yes. I was literally doing a shoot with Francis when I was doing the podcast for the Airbnb series. And I was walking by the Cavalier. I saw these two people in like Arkansas, you know, football shirts or whatever. And I was like, you guys can go in that, you know? And they're like, oh, we can? It doesn't cost anything? I was like, no, go in there. I was like, hook a right, go down to the Speakeasy, stop by Tarnished Truth, slap the barrel, and get a shot of like some whiskey or something because they have a whole distillery down there. Yeah. That's my hidden gem.
Dude, and you know what? We're talking about a hotel right now. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Let's go ahead and plug them because we know, you and me both know, that the Cavalier is like one of those places where over any Airbnb, I mean, that is like Airbnb, I would say experience, you know?
It's the most luxurious hotel and one of the most expensive hotels in Virginia Beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll throw my little 2 cents in. Me and my husband did go to dinner there one night.
The Becca.
We did the Becca and we did the Becca and then we were like, because we wanted to go to the Speakeasy, but we couldn't find it because it's like, where is this place at? And then you don't want to ask because you don't want to look like, you know, a tourist.
Yeah, exactly.
But, oh my God, once we found it, it was like cold. I think it was in January. It was his birthday. So it was in January. And the fire in that place, that is intimidating alone. Like I was like, are we allowed in here? Like this place is like beautiful.
You feel out of place.
You do.
Yeah, especially if you walk up from the beach like me. I'm in shorts and a button up,
But you know what?
Beach
Nice
shirt.
as hell people. Like so
friendly.
nice.
So friendly.
Yeah, they didn't make me feel out of place at all once I sat down.
Yeah.
But
if you try going in the elevator and you're not supposed to, they get upset. But down by the pool, they're pretty chill.
Yeah.
I've heard. And then if you go during the movie night, movie on the lawn, that's always fun.
Is that a hidden gem too?
Yeah, every summer they do movies on the lawn. They literally open up their lawn. They open up the bar in the foyer area, right? You're not supposed to go down by the pool. You can get down by the pool though. And then don't go in the elevator. You'll be asked to leave. And then they have a show, a film out on the lawn. Like
is this
looking
every
out.
certain day of the month?
It's normally on Fridays, and you can keep up with the Discover Virginia Beach Facebook group for all the updates on that.
You do all those
or
posts
just
about local
just go
things.
follow the Cavalier online or go to the Cavalier website. They'll have it as well.
Yeah, but if you follow Discover Virginia Beach, you get a multitude.
You get everything. Yeah,
Right.
you get everything the Virginia Beach area has
Yes.
to offer. That's fair. That's fair.
Plug yourself. You're awesome.
So that's my hidden gem. Thank you, Francesca.
Yeah, no, okay, so you took a good one, which the Cavalier, I mean, it's not so much hidden, but it's definitely a place where people don't think that they can go into and just hang out, right?
Yeah, you totally can.
You totally can. It's expensive. But anyways, I guess I will say my hidden gem will be just because I'm in the area a lot. And I like to, if I have time, stop at a good lunch spot where I can enjoy some salty air and it's good food. And it's like always just a beautiful view, even if it's like a rainy day. I know everyone's going to be like, don't say it. Chicks Beach is like, that's the place.
Chicks Beach.
Chicks Beach. Yep. Bowie 44.
That's CHIC'S.
That's right.
Because if you don't spell it right, you're going to go to the Bay or the Chesapeake Beach and be very confused.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even to just go there and go to the beach, like I know that everybody in that neighborhood is like, what's her name? Let's go kill her.
Have you heard about the sandbar?
Where's that?
So
Is there a sandbar?
So there's a sandbar over by this is how I got banned from another group.
Oh.
So the sandbar.
You can't get banned from your own podcast. So.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's free speech here. So there is a wonderful, wonderful restoration center. It's the Brock Environmental Center.
Yeah, I love that place.
They revitalize the oyster population there.
Yep.
All the old oysters from all the restaurants. We don't throw them away. We go go put them at the environmental center and put them back in the water. They keep the waterways clear. Every summer for probably 1 to 2 months, there's a little sandbar that slowly starts to dry up.
Off of the Brock Environmental
Center.
Yes.
Now, it's a friendly reminder to our tourists, you cannot swim at this beach. It is a beach, but you cannot swim because it's protected. But
I've seen people.
off the way, there is a sandbar, and there from time to time can be locals seen present. You can see them from the Lesnar Bridge, right? Shout out to Lesnar Bridge. And you can see them on the sandbar.
Yeah.
Having a good time. I'm not
the
saying
sand.
it's legal or illegal.
The sand.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying
the water.
it counts as a beach.
Right.
It happens.
Right.
It happens.
It happens, and it's kind of cool.
Just like
I've definitely shot some portraits out there. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So the next part of our conversation here, I want to stay true to the list here. So
Oh yes, the list
hidden gems is I put like a slash here. Restaurants
of just places that are awesome. How about that?
Places that are awesome. So I polled our Facebook groups, the ones I'm not banned from quite yet. We got over 50,000 group members, and here are some of the top picked restaurants. I'm going to name a few.
Okay.
And so this list is totally free. So by the way, just go join the group, ask for the top restaurant list, and we'll get you covered. So obviously, Big Sam's, Be in the Biscuit, Beach Bully Barbecue, Pocahontas Pancakes. The Nick's Bar and Grill, that's without the apostrophe S. There is a Nick's with an apostrophe. You don't want to go there.
Huh.
Side Street Cantina, and then Waterman's. Obviously, that's a good one.
I'm looking at Aldo's, which my father took me to 2 weeks ago. We went to go see John Mellencamp, and we actually went there 10 years ago for my birthday. I'm not going to say which birthday, but we went there 10 years ago. Well, was it 20? God, no, I'm not even going to say it. Anyways, we were there at the same exact restaurant, same exact table, and he took me there again. So I will shout out Aldo's.
That's so
Aldo's
sweet.
was great. Mm-hmm.
And that's Italian restaurant.
It is Italian.
So those of you out there, it's probably the most authentic Italian
I
you'll find.
am Italian, and yes. I'm
Yeah.
saying yes. Go for it.
Love it. How's Virginia Beach's pizza game? Shout out to Barstool Sports and Dave Portnoy, but they have not come to. They have not come to Virginia Beach. It's a few articles have said that Virginia Beach has some of the worst pizza.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in. You know, I'm gonna jump in.
Let's hear it.
I don't know anything about Virginia Beach pizza. Do you know why? Because I'm getting my pizza in Newport News at Pizza Sam 757.
Oh,
Gotta plug
Pizza
them.
Sam's.
I have to plug them. It's my
Yes.
fam. Sorry, it's my family. He came straight from New York. I mean, literally, quite literally. He had a shop in New York, and then with COVID and everything, and how prices went up, and it was just crazy in New York. I mean, everybody remembers this. He got a little burnt out, had to leave New York, and came down here and missed it so much that he opened up Pizza Sam 757. So
Pizza Sam 757.
Go like the page, go check them out. I know many customers who will come in and be like, "Hey, I drove from Virginia Beach." And that's the coolest thing ever.
I love that. We're going to have to do a pizza review there soon.
We should.
Now that you know.
We should. And he actually, Dave Portnoy, I don't know how to say his last name, he actually reviewed him in New York. So check out that YouTube video. You could see Barstool review for Pizza Sam.
No way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was their score?
8.5. Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a high score.
And it's pretty high for him. And we've since kind of sent him an email like, "Hey, you need to come check out the South Side, the South version."
Well, now that there's a pizza, I'm the master of DMing people. I've gotten blocked by hundreds of business and government pages.
On that.
Yeah, we should get. Shout out to Bobby the mayor of Virginia Beach. Hit you up a couple times. They've asked me to stop contacting you, but I still will because it's government and it's free information of resource and research. Yeah. Anyways,
that was a sidebar. Sorry, Newport News, Pizza Sam 757. But Virginia Beach, I don't know what's good over in this area.
Like classic pizza. I haven't found that. Right. Now, if you're looking for something fun to go with a beer, Wasserhund Brewing is pretty cool. You can bring your dog. It's outside. It's really heavy, greasy, meaty pizza, which I'm a bigger guy, so that's kind of a thing that I enjoy from time to time. And they it's all German themed, beer and German Shepherd dogs. That's fun.
That's fun. I can't honestly, not even that I'm trying not to plug anyone. I don't know any other pizza. I don't.
But seafood is where it's at though.
Heck yeah.
And some of the folks on our group, they listed out some of their best dishes. And I want to start off with the lobster mac and cheese from Lucky Oyster.
Ooh.
Personally have not been. That one got
was
over
that top rated?
That was the top rated one. The she crab soup from Margie and Ray's. Margie and Ray's is down in Sandbridge.
Okay.
And then the best steamed shrimp is going to be at Rudy's.
Oh, Rudy's. Where's that?
Rudy's is in Virginia Beach.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I believe that's near the oceanfront area.
So these are from the Discover Virginia Beach group.
From a couple different
that
Virginia
are the
Beach.
polls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rudy's Restaurant and Cabana Bar is located on Mediterranean Avenue, 23451.
Cool.
That's going to be near First Street, the Rudy Inlet. Yeah, where you can go kayak, boardwalk, and all that fun stuff. And it's also near Waterman's, which has the highest rated Krabby Fries, which I've never had Krabby Fries, but it sounds like deep fried crab, which
I need to bring up the porch. Can we?
Yes. Let's talk porch.
I know it's kind of a different area, right? Than
let's
down
hear
that
it.
area.
Let's hear it.
No, I just love the porch. That's it.
What's your favorite dish there?
The porch roll. It's a sushi. They have, a nice little fusion there of sushi and seafood. And oh my God, I just go in there and I just get the porch roll and, and they're always sweet. Bartenders are great. Yep. The porch. I like the porch. That's another place that I think is awesome out there. Oh, the Dirty Buffalo. Everybody was talking
Underrated,
about that.
but yeah, Dirty Buffalo.
But it was an underrated. It was on dive bars. What do you call that show?
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
That's right.
Yeah. I've had to say that a couple times on this show.
Yep.
Just because it's an easy plug. It's an easy plug.
What else do we see over here?
I think we should talk about some places to avoid because there are some spots that, don't get me wrong, I love talking positivity and things to do, but I also want to be a good steward of your time. So like if you're here and you're like looking for something and
we're not here to plug, just plug. We're here to be like,
so
be careful.
Francesca, we'll start with you. Are there any spots that if someone's like only here for a couple days, you'd be like, hey, don't do this spot? If you don't have one, I'll jump right in.
I'm thinking.
Okay. So recently a new restaurant opened up. I love like fried chicken, hot chicken, spicy chicken, all that stuff. And I'm also a fan of Dave's Hot Chicken. Now, there is a Hot Chicken 757 that opened up recently down on Newtown. And I was super pumped to go. Went there and it was like the second day they opened and it took them a minute. Not that flavorful. It could have been a one-off.
Disappointing.
It could have been a one-off. They gave me some coupons because of the wait or whatever. So like I could go back, but it wasn't like that good where I'd be like, yeah, let's go back again. Because a lot of times people will ask me like, what's new in Virginia Beach area? And I'm hesitant to plug something new just for the sake of being it new. Like consistency is important to me. Now, obviously, like Discover Virginia Beach has been around a couple of years, but you know, a couple of years is I think more impactful than brand spanking new. Because the excitement and the buzz is fun, but also like, where's the track record there? Right. So for me, I'd say.
So what would be your favorite? I mean, for the chicken.
CM Chicken, down in Hampton, up in Hampton.
Oh.
Yeah, it will make you. It will literally make you cry.
Oh.
And like connect you with. It'll connect you with some high beings. It's phenomenal.
All right. Well, I guess I want to touch on like the taste that lunch spot I really love, but I just don't enjoy some of the locations, which I am so much of an atmosphere person. Like another example, which I love this place. I'm not going to down them whatsoever, but Luce. I love Luce. I'm a fan of Luce Secondo because it's just the atmosphere for me. Luce 1 is great. It's smaller. Like it's very hard to get into, which, it's exclusive. I like that. But Luce Secondo, man, you walk in and you feel like you're in like Caesar's palace, you're like, ooh, I have arrived kind of thing. Luce 1 is kind of like that small atmosphere of like, oh, okay, like, it's romantic, it's nice, but I will have to say I'm a more Luce second fan. And then the tastes are Shore Drive. That's the only one I'm ever going to go to.
Shore Drive is good because it has, as you and I were talking the other day, it's got the lawn, it's got the live music, and it's close enough to Chicks Beach,
right?
Where you can really make a day of it.
And I love that the lawn, like it has like the games for the kids. Like I can go out there and have my beer and my sandwich, and they can play.
Let them run.
Yeah.
Let them run. Because if you go to the one in Town Center, they're going to be running and jumping on the beams. They have all the ventilation beams are exposed.
Yep.
And the upstairs is. It's a monstrous setup.
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
No, and I love taste. I do. It's the certain ones, man. I'm telling you. What else is something?
Do you have any hidden gem restaurants that you would recommend as we cap off our hidden gem section?
So I like I said, Luce Secondo I love, but I don't think that's a hidden gem. Everybody knows it's a great place.
Would you say Bay Local is a hidden gem?
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. Bay Local. I love them.
I think it's a hidden gem to those who are not locals to the area. Because it's literally called Bay Local.
Right.
But they have 3, almost 4 locations
I
now.
love every single one of their locations.
Yeah.
Every single one.
It's like my grandparents, super picky.
Oh, really?
Super like, when they vacation hard. So they have high standards. That's why they're picky. But when I took them out to like show them the restaurants and the view, like took them to Chick's Oyster Bar and it was a little dicey there. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the best whatever.
Right, no, definitely.
Bay Local was one there where like, oh my gosh, I love this place. It's authentic. Yeah.
When I recommend something, it has to be something that is completely confidently like consistent every single time I've been there. So
Yeah.
if I say I love Lucha Secondo, if I say I love the Porch, like these are places I've never had a bad meal at. You know, like, you know, Chick's Oyster Bar is a great local spot, you know what I mean? But it's more of like, you know the place. Like, you're not going to be disappointed because, you know, you've been there already a million times. If you're coming from out of state and you're, you know, trying to just have a great experience no matter what, I mean, yeah, those are the places for sure. What else? What would you say?
So my hidden gem, and I love to shout these guys out. I literally love it when we go in there and it's so busy because it's such a small little shop. It's called Grande Burrito Grill. The most underrated Mexican food place. Yes, Cantina Laredo is on the list of Mexican places, but it's a little bit pricier. It's a little bit, it's not as tucked away. I like the tucked away aspect of Grande Burrito Grill. It's near town center. It's right next to a 7-Eleven.
Is it small? Like, is it a sit-down place? Or?
Yeah, it's a sit-down place. It maybe holds like 20 people.
Nice.
And they have some of the most giant burritos I've ever had. So,
Cool.
I mean, it holds a special place in my heart. We obviously, my wife and I, we were at a stage of life where we had to go get a car. You know how that is.
Yeah.
Stressful as heck. You spend a
car
lot of money.
Or a minivan. What did you get?
Car. We got a car. This is BK, before kids.
Oh.
And we were driving. It's because the CarMax is right there, and we're driving back. We just spent about $1. And we're like, we're super famished. Like, this took hours to do. CarMax was super efficient, but it was just, it was the second day we were there. We just been there a long time, and we're like, we are so hungry. Like, where are we going to go? First place we go to, we're just going to eat. We don't even care how good the food is. Grande Burrito Grill shows up. We're like, this is by 7-Eleven. This is kind of sketchy. Like, why is this? It's like in a little shopping mall across the street from an apartment complex, just so unassuming.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong.
That's
the area
what
is
the
super
hidden
great.
gems are, though.
It's super
They're
safe
so
area.
unassuming.
It's totally great. It just was new to us. And so we go in, we sit down, and I'll see the burrito Texano. I'll never forget. It's steak, shrimp, hot cheese poured on top. And I'm like, I want that, obviously. This is before COVID, so it's like $10. Now it's like 15 or whatever. But I get it. And they, you know, my wife and I, we both order burritos because we don't know the size. They come out, it's literally that, you know, that 10-inch plate, 12-inch plate. It fills up the plate and like then some, like it's falling over. Oh, man. And like good chips, great service. And it's one of those hidden gem spots that I'm always going to shout out.
That's definitely a hidden gem because anyone who comes from out of state is going to look at that place and say, I ain't going in there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's got under 100 Google reviews. It's not like well known. It's
but I'm
small,
sure it's amazing.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, I like to shout them out anytime I can. All right.
Can I shout out one more?
Yes. Let's hear it.
If we're talking about tacos and stuff, Jesse's Taqueria just opened in Ocean View.
Oh,
they opened another location. And I'm in Ocean View like all the time. So I was like excited about that because it's like a nice little place to stop, get a taco, you know, and it's good. Let me tell you, it's good. They have the chips are like fresh made there, fresh guac. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong. It's delicious.
So people like have different vibes. Like if you're going on vacation with your mom, she's going to want to do different things than you. Or with a friend from college, you know, may still be in their college days. Can I see that other form right there? The one on the bottom. So I created the vibe guide to really help individuals out who have different personality types to really identify what are some of the things that they can do based on their vibe, their beach
Really
vibe.
good idea, by the way.
So my wife, thank you. I appreciate it. My wife is a low-key tourist. She's go to the hotel, unpack, grab your snacks and drinks and go to the beach, hang out, and then maybe go get food. Super simple. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm the like, let's go walk around the hotel, like look at every room, flip on every switch. Is there a casino? Is there, you know, a door that's supposed to be locked, a door that's unlocked that is supposed to be locked? Like, where is there I can go and explore? What's the nightlife like? How late can I stay out and enjoy myself? So that's going to be the fun tourist. You're going to want to go to the ocean front. You're going to check out places like Perked Up Coffee, Pocahontas Pancakes, Bay Local. You're going to want to go biking, do some beach volleyball. They have beach volleyball competitions throughout the summer, which is a fun way to meet people.
Yeah.
And then, of course, nightlife is going to be like going to Peabody's.
What is the new nightlife?
or Peabody's.
Peabody's still?
Elevation 27.
Oh, okay, I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. One of my Instagram followers she's like a manager of some places, so hit me up if you want some more suggestions, but she's my go-to. I can get y'all connected. She like promotes different events and venues that are like pop-up for the late night. And then obviously for those gentlemen looking for a gentleman's club, yes, there is one in Virginia Beach. Oh, spicy. I've never been. I've been once. I've been once.
Interesting.
It's called the Minx.
Oh.
And so it's
expecting that name.
It's right by the Oceana Air Force Base. And I've only been there once because incidentally, I was driving for Uber at the time. We get to the Minx and I show up and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, is this where you work? And I'm like, what is it? And she was like, oh, it's a gentleman's club. And I was like,
huh.
Oh, never been to one of these before. I guess this technically counts. And she, laughed and we went our separate ways. But for those of you out there looking for that, if that's something you're into, Virginia Beach has it covered.
I didn't know that was there either.
Francesca, looking at this list, what tourist would you say that you are? There's a couple, and I did a Vibe Guide 2.0 if you want me to show you that one, if none of those really hit.
Definitely not low-key. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Beach bum, not really. I love this list, by the way, though, because it really does take you detailed into like what you want to do in this area. I probably would look at the fun and the artsy.
I love it. And here's the 2.0 list.
Oh, wow.
Feel free to.
I mean, I do some work on vacation, but not, I'm not going to be on my phone the whole time. It looks like you have the environmental art tourists, the I don't really like the beach tourists, the live a local tourists, the workaholic, the fun tourists, and the vacationing with kids. I mean, these are all great recommendations for each and every column here. But yeah, I would say I am the live a local for sure. Me and my husband are live a locals because we want to stay in the Airbnb or whatever. We want to stay in a place that you can walk outside and go right down to like, a farmer's market or even if the beach is there or like a downtown area. We know that the locals are,
And the walkability I say is key for the living like a local. Like you can stay in town center, but you're going to just be in town center like if you don't have a car.
No, absolutely. I am that person. I want to walk and I want to bike and I want to, if I need to take an Uber, but for the most part, I want to live like a local. Yeah. I want to stay like a local, shall I say. And then the vacationing with kids. That's awesome that you have like all of these great things for the kids to do out there. Yeah.
Shout out to myactivechild.com.
Oh, yes.
The blogger over there, she does a phenomenal job of compiling a list of things for kids.
She does.
And I repurpose it and share it and promote her on the Discover Virginia Beach Facebook group. So if you're into that kind of thing, we do post for kids and also for adults from time to time. That is really how we go about planning with Discover Virginia Beach. It's about the vibe.
You have a lot of people on there already,
how you feel. Yeah, so we have like a couple different groups, like depending on what people want, around 50,000 group members that we have, different subscribers and different levels of interest. But that's one where everyone can, who doesn't like the beach? Even in beach Facebook groups, people fight and argue, but it's less severe.
But I love how much people are willing to be like, oh, do this, do that. Like they really, and they know the area. Yeah. And then a lot of the people that you have on there are coming to the area and just really looking for insight, so it's right up the alley there.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So Francesca, I want to plug the podcast real quick. So that's going to be point number 5. Obviously, Discover Virginia Beach podcast, where you're listening to today.
Yay.
2 of our guests recently, we've teamed up with them to have an affiliation of sorts to really promote their events because of how cool they are and how unique they are to the community. So the first one is going to be Escape to Win. That's the number 2, Escape to Win. They have some of the most authentic and drawn out escape room experiences throughout the whole Virginia Beach area. And they're too humble to tell you they're the best, but I will say they're the best. They go to workshops. Like right now, the owner is in London doing a vacation, right? But she's going to all of the London escape rooms
to collect ideas.
For her next room, which is going to be the
Oh no. Where is that?
Oh shoot. I don't know what to say. I might have to
recording.
edit that. I might have to edit that out. Yeah.
Where is that? Tell me the address.
Yeah, so Escape to Win. They have 2 addresses. They actually recently, because they're growing, they recently acquired another location.
Cool.
The one on Cleveland Street is the one we did on the podcast. We actually went to the facility and toured it. So if you want to check that out, it's on the YouTube channel. But that was the first one. Super great. The second one is going to be Rich at Stillwater Fishing. So his name's Rich.
Huh.
He is he covers as a home inspector during the day, but his passion is fishing. He was former military, knows the waterways of freshwater like the back of his hand. He does like intimate like travel experiences with like a dad and a son or a mom and a daughter.
Nice.
That is like just for two people. He will, and I asked him this, I was like, Rich, are you sure? He's like, yeah. And so he's like, I will go to the Airbnb or to the hotel and pick you guys up.
That's cool.
And take you to the boat. I'm like, are you serious? Like that's part of it? He's like, yes. For those that don't have vehicles, I'll just go pick you up and then we'll go get on the boat. And he does fishing. So he'll teach you how to fish, or if you just want to hang out, talk, be on the water.
Does he have a website?
Yeah, stillwaterfishing.com. I'll link it down below.
Stillwaterfishing.com. I got to add that to my list too for people who ask.
Yeah, and he's got a YouTube channel and everything, so he'll show some of the spots he goes to, but freshwater fishing around here is underrated. I don't think they eat the fish. I don't know. But
it's still fun.
It's definitely just the experience of going and fishing and doing all that. So that's what we have for point number 5 for the podcast and for our new affiliates that we're talking with right now for some incredible experiences. That way, if you're kind of, underwhelmed by the vibe guide or, you want something specific, those are 2 recommendations for you.
Awesome.
All righty. Next point we have is festivals and concerts. Festivals and concerts.
Joe, you know more about this than I do. What's coming up?
So we're going to just cover May, and then I'll tease it out and say, if you want to learn more, follow the Facebook group. The historic Virginia Beach Surf Art Expo, it's been going on like 15 years. That's coming May 25th through 27th.
Okay.
And that's going to be just a really fun time. It's an art show that showcases surf's art. Surf's art, it's just a style of art. It's on Memorial Day weekend. It's to kick off summer in Virginia Beach.
Nice.
For those of you who don't know, summer in Virginia Beach is 99 days, starting from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Some people call it the 99 days of summer. In our guides and stuff, that's what we offered last summer. So maybe we'll have another 99 days of summer. I don't know. We'll see. But that is what's going on for May. And then May 31st to June 2nd is Jackalope Fest. So Jackalope Fest is the BMX skaters, they have some alternative music bands come and play. It's a really cool time, and we actually are in talks with one of the pro skaters in our community. Shout out to JB at the Grommet Vomit podcast, who we'll be collabing with later on this summer. He's currently in very busy winning first place at the national snowboarding competition. He just got back from that, and he is a pro surfer, skateboarder, and snowboarder as well.
Jeez.
So
things.
He's so cool, and he works with the folks at the Jackalope Fest to help tell the narrative for those younger skaters out there. Super cool kid. Love JB and the fam. So cool. And then for the rest of summer, we have things like I'll just shout out a few of these because it's a huge list here. Live on Atlantic, that's pretty popular down on 31st Street. There's the little amphitheater there. The Pride Week, they have some Pride festivals, some drag queen things. If you're into that, there's a couple different events scattered throughout the summer. So I'll say it's within that 99 days of summer window. And the last one I want to be sure to mention, one of my personal favorites is going to be, and this is not something I like to attend. This is something I just like to see happen. And it's going to be the last night on the town, which happens towards Labor Day weekend, where the last bit of tourists, the last bit of summer fun happens before the traditional school year starts. And it's an experience like none other. And so for those of you who are on the fence about coming and visiting during the summer season, you're like, oh my gosh, too many people. If you want to stay in Sandbridge, you'll be away from all the tourists, but then come for the last night on the town, which is oceanfront area. that's a really cool experience to like dip your toe in the water when it comes to the Virginia Beach vibe in general. But yeah, that's it for me on that list. Francesca, are there any festivals that stand out to you? Or any of your favorites?
I was gonna say, what about concerts? I mean, we were gonna go over, I think, the concerts too, or if you had any that you were interested in. Do you see anybody coming to the amphitheater this year?
Yeah, so there's gonna be stuff at the amphitheater near Regent University. There's the Virginia Beach Punk Fest Beach Party, and then like Imagine Dragons is coming to play.
I'm so excited. Imagine Dragons is coming. I'm going to them.
Pharrell Williams moved his Something in the Water festival. It's going to be in the fall this year, so that's coming. Mm-hmm. He's gonna line it up with his new movie that they're actually filming. Sure. Sometime this year or next.
Nice.
So
it's filming here.
They're going to film in Virginia Beach. The dates aren't set yet, but I'm trying to I don't know, maybe pop by.
Oh yeah.
Kind of pop my head into scene or two.
By.
But or run on set, whatever I can do.
Get banned.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the music festival part of it that they have as well. Point number 8. It's going to be tolls. Tolls are pretty common, and although they can be cumbersome, and if you are driving here and you don't have what's called a certificate or an easy pass, you're going to want to check out tollroadsinvirginia.com. They lay out all the toll bridges, all the cost and fees during the peak months. So I'll link that down below. Francesca, anything to add about tolls that you would like to mention?
If you're driving through Suffolk, we all know, don't speed. That's all I'm going to say. They'll get you by your plate.
Do you have an easy pass?
I do have an easy pass.
What do you say to those people that don't have easy passes and they live here in the area?
I don't know how they survive. I don't no, I mean, I don't know. I've always had an easy pass. Yeah. So, because I just drive so much. I am everywhere for real estate and for Airbnbs. So I am in Sandbridge and then I am in Williamsburg, the next day. So I have to have it. Have to have it.
Yeah, I think it's essential. So if you are coming to visit or you're planning a vacation here in the area and you don't already have an easy pass, it's probably time to get one, especially with our next segment here, the best day trips. Ooh. So for those of you who are maybe staying in Virginia Beach and you want to kind of explore around the area and you have a car, means of transportation, we're going to highlight 3 places right now that you should definitely check out. First one, I'm just going to list these out real quick, and we'll talk about which one are you thinking?
Cape Charles.
That's my first one.
Number 1.
Cape Charles, Eastern Shore is up on the list. Francesca, take it away. Let's hear about it.
I can't say enough good things about this place. I have Venture Camper VA. I don't know if anyone follows, but we rent out our camper, and that is the first place we ever took it. And I was like, wow, this is like, for the first trip we ever camped, that was like, set the bar, right? Like every place after that, I was like, this isn't as good as Cape Charles. This isn't as good as Cape Charles. So definitely Cape Charles. I mean, Sun Outdoors is the spot if you're camping. Cape Charles is such a small, town with such big.
And it's not just camping though, right?
Oh, no. It's not just camping. Sorry. But you can, there's Airbnbs out there. I mean, hotels. I mean, it's such a small place. I like to say it like it's such a small place with such a big vibe. You just feel
there's it's a population of 1,000 people.
Yeah, it's super small, but it's super cool. You don't feel packed in like a sardine. It's things are walkable. It's beautiful.
Very walkable.
What is that place out there? The Oyster Farm restaurant. That's my favorite restaurant out there. It's like Oyster Farm. I can't remember the name of it now. All I know is it's oysters. I'm an oyster lover.
Oyster Farm Seafood Eatery.
Yes. That is the spot. And I believe they do weddings too out there. So got to plug them. Yeah.
Fun.
Very good place. Cape Charles is my favorite day trip. I will say that.
I love it. And for those of you who don't know, you have to travel across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, which that does not require an easy pass, but there is a toll. The toll is going to be for 2024. It's going to be...
Tell them. Give it to them lightly.
$21.
That's right. And is that one way?
That's one way.
No, and there's another way back.
If you
So
travel
it's
within
40
24 hours,
Oh, okay.
if you travel within 24 hours and have an easy pass, they knock off $1 during peak season.
So we were funny story. We didn't know this when we were delivering the camper. So every time we would go through, like, my husband would be like, why are they charging us double? Like, they're charging us double for the bridge, and then come to find out, yeah, you got to charge. It's both ways.
And that's why I say it's the best day trip.
That's right.
So if you go back and forth within 24 hours, it's just that time frame. And if you're curious, just go check out tollroadsinvirginia.com for all the stipulations on that.
But yeah, that is, and it's not even far. Like, for a day trip, that's an excellent day trip.
It's like you're teleported to another dimension.
Yeah.
Like, that road, it's a bridge.
Isn't it, correct me, I'm going to say this wrong. It's the longest bridge in Virginia. I feel dumb now.
No, I think the one from the Eastern Shore to Maryland is the longest one.
Okay.
But it's one of the longest ones. But actually, Cape Charles, fun fact, is one of the largest concentrated areas of historical buildings. Believe it or not. So it has 530 historical buildings that date all the way back to the beginning of the 1880s. So it's just a really historic, walkable, fun town. And that's why it makes this list.
It's beautiful there. And one more thing that they do have, they have it's something in the park, Party in the Park, where they do live concerts there too. Which,
if it's a Friday night in Cape Charles, something's going to be happening during the summer months. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
That's a great one. What's the next one?
All right, next one. I think you're going to guess this one. What city do you think it is?
Day trip. The other way?
Peninsula.
Oh, where?
Hampton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Williamsburg was going to be on the list, but I think Williamsburg's too far for people that are here in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Williamsburg's a little too far. But Hampton is on the list.
Hampton's
Shout
a
out
great
to
little spot.
Hampton's tourism director. We had her on the show, Mary, a couple of weeks ago. So definitely go and check out that episode. There are no tolls to Hampton. HRBT does not have tolls. They're doing lots of construction. The roadways change. It could be very confusing. But if you're okay with that drive, get over there. They recently redeveloped their old Ferris wheel and carnival, which is so cool.
The carousel.
Yeah, the carousel. Yep. So fun.
It's beautiful too. If you have kids, I mean, it's a dream, right? Like when you're a kid, you used to go on the carousel. I mean, it's really pretty the way they have it set up too. And I mean, downtown Hampton's great. They have the little vintage stores down there and some bars and restaurants. Phoebus is great. They have a whole bunch of stuff down there to do. Port Monroe. Oh my God.
Fort Monroe is incredible. Hidden gem right there.
I don't even want to say it, but yes, Fort Monroe is like, you don't go to Buckrow. I mean, I'm not going to say don't go to Buckrow, but like if you're looking for like an easy beach where it's not crowded and, well, I probably just ruined that, but. No,
yeah, you're good. It's definitely one of the less crowded beaches.
Yeah.
I mean, most people that are in Virginia Beach and you're thinking during the summer season, they're going to be at the oceanfront. So this is your little escape for your little day trip to get out. And there's still going to be people there because it's a great beach. But Fort Monroe.
And it's a big, like, it's not an island, but like it's a big peninsula. So it's a long stretch of beach. Like you could find a spot anywhere. There's a boardwalk. There's an awesome restaurant, the Dead Rise, that's down there. I'm going to plug them because I love everybody in there. But that's a really cool little seafood spot to eat
I love
at.
that. Great rec.
Yeah.
Great recommendation. And
Hampton's a good spot.
Hampton's a great spot. So that's Hampton. Third one and final one. The city does not get enough love. It gets more hate than love.
What's that?
It's going to be Portsmouth, Virginia.
Yes.
Love Portsmouth. Wife's family's from there. Biased.
Why do they get so much hate?
Well, it has a lot to do with the community, the local government, and the way in which tax dollars are handled. But that's for another episode with an expert on the field.
That's true.
But when it comes to tourists and visiting in general, we did get a chance to sit down with Keith Toller. He actually formed the tourism board for Portsmouth in the 90s. He left to pursue other endeavors, and you can check out the full episode on the podcast. It's the Virginia's Historic Seaport is the name of the episode. But we dive deep into Portsmouth's history as well as some of the things that locals love and who locals hate about the area. So we can talk about all that on the episode. But for those of you who are not familiar with Portsmouth, what is it? If you look at Virginia Beach, you're going to head back to the west and you're going to go through the downtown tunnel. Yes, it does require tunnel tolls. Yes, you do get charged more if you have an out-of-state tag. Shout out to tollroadsinvirginia.com for all that specific information. Francesca, what do you do when you get to Portsmouth? What do you like to do there?
So there's this cute little place. It's called, he's going to look it up. So
Slips and Chips.
Is it Slips and Chips?
Yep. Okay. Slips and Chips Marina Raw Bar and Grill, located off of Crawford Parkway.
Yeah, it's located on a marina, and it's just like, it's one of those dives that is just, you walk in, you ain't got to worry about what you're wearing. It's just, you go in, get some good food, good drinks. I actually know an Airbnb that is like about, 100 feet away from there. So too, if you are looking for an Airbnb in that area, hit up 757 Airbnbs and you can find it there. But I like that place when I go there. It's super old. It's so pretty over there.
Yeah.
Like if you like historical, I mean, Portsmouth is definitely like a walking, the downtown area. What's that German place? Old Town Portsmouth. What is that German place? It is awesome. It is like you step into Europe when you go into that German place. Like me and my husband have gone in there. We love
the beer garden.
The beer garden. We love like
BIER beer garden.
Yep, BEIR. We love, the old historical pubs and that place. If you like old historical pubs, go there. You will be in love in there.
Yeah, I'm checking out their website here. So much history, so much fun. And then, of course, you got to shout out the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
How old is that? It's got to be...
Ancient.
I mean...
Ancient.
It's old, but it's definitely cool. What else is over there? I mean, it's just like it's a cool little day trip. Like you said, it's a cool little day trip.
The Commodore, for those of you wondering the name, it's on High Street. 1945. 1945.
That's a really cool little spot. Yeah. No, definitely Portsmouth definitely gets a bad rap for, I'm not sure, but you got to find the sweet spots. You got to find the little spots that, if you like to do, like I said, if you like historic stuff, find historic things, that's Portsmouth. If you like beach stuff, go to, Sandbridge, go to the beach, go to Chicks Beach. That's why Joe's here.
Yeah, well, Francesca, we have covered so much on today's episode, and that's why we have point number 10 laid out to be specifically the community that is around Virginia Beach. Obviously, these conversations could not happen without the feedback of local community members and tourists coming alongside and providing this value and information. This is not something that I have originated by any means. It's just a compilation of what others have shared before me.
Right.
And what is wonderful about the internet and the online community throughout the Discover Virginia Beach area is that it's all in one place. So the Discover Virginia Beach Facebook group is your one-stop shop for our local store, for all of our digital resources, highlights of our podcast, as well as open conversations and forums like these for individuals and businesses to either promote a message or to kind of connect with locals to kind of share what it is they love about their community.
And also I was going to add, if you're moving here, it is the best group to be a part of because you literally can be like, oh, what's it like here? What's it like there? And you have all these local people that'll chime in and be like, well, this is great, but it's a one lane and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the good and the bad and the ugly, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I recommend it to everybody who's moving this way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're relocating to the Virginia Beach area, we'd love to have you a part of the conversation as well. We actually have a free relocation guide that covers the stats, the graphs, as well as all of the information that's pertinent to your move and the cost associated with moving, the tax codes, the 48 different unique neighborhoods and all the fun stuff. Yeah, it has everything in there that you need. And of course, if you do decide to move in and around the Virginia Beach area, we have local resources for all that as well, all in the Discover Virginia Beach Facebook group. So, yeah. Awesome. Francesca, anything else to add?
I don't know. It's going to be a great summer. I know that.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic summer. And if you're looking to stay up to date on everything we have going on, be sure to hit the follow button. And then, of course, share this episode with a friend who may be interested in the Virginia Beach area or the Hampton area or just this community that we have. the goal at the end of the day is to be a resource and a guide to you to help enhance your experience overall. And it's because of folks like Francesca and local business owners like her that make this show possible. So be sure to follow everyone down in the link in the description below. And we'd love to hear you and hang out with you on the Facebook group.
Hey, thank you so much. I do appreciate everything you do for the locals and having me on the show.
Absolutely, Francesca. We'll see you on another episode very soon.
Yay.